Hey everyone, my name is Lunden Bailey. I'm joined with Nick Glowka today, and we're starting up a new section all about sports, college football, NFL, NBA, just anything you guys want to hear. But today we're talking mainly about college football. We're on week 8, just to recap a few things that happened in week 8 in college football. One big thing that stood out was Ohio State losing to Purdue. Number 2, Ohio State gets taken down by Purdue 49-20 in an absolute blowout.
Yeah, I mean, and and not only it's upset, so it's surprising, but they got slaughtered. I mean, let's be honest, they got
They got
slaughtered.
they got beat down.
It's embarrassing.
Dwayne Haskins was 49 for 73 for 470 yards with 2 TDs. Now, the thing that Ohio State had trouble with was running the ball. They cannot run the ball to save their lives, and if they want to be a playoff contending team, they can't be one-sided. They have to be able to run the ball in order to succeed in this league, or there's no chance they make the playoffs, which everyone kind of thought Ohio State was a team to rival Alabama for the national championship, if assuming that Alabama goes, because they're head and shoulders above everyone in the league right now, with Tua playing as well as he is. And a lot of people were talking about how Ohio State would rival them, but for me, I looked at their games and it was kind of like Georgia. I saw stuff they needed to fix, and that was leading up to them losing. Just like them being one-sided and could only throw the ball and not run it. And once you're on offense and you don't have that balance going, because if you run the spread, the run game opens up the spread game, which allows you to be able to throw the ball a lot and to like wide open receivers. So yeah, that was the big shocker in week 8 of college football. Alabama, number 1 Alabama, takes down Tennessee 58-21. Took Alabama like 4 minutes to score. I mean, it was insane. Tua was playing out of his mind. 19 for 29, 306 yards with 4 TDs.
Yeah, it's always. I mean, Alabama. It seems to me, in recent memory, they're always scary every year.
Yeah,
You got to watch out for Alabama. Can't sleep on Alabama.
Yeah,
They're always scary, and I mean, the 58-21. I mean, they're just running up the score.
yeah, man. Number 3 Clemson takes down NC State. Number 16 NC State 41-7. My boy Trevor Lawrence goes for 29 from 39, 308 yards and 1 TD. Trevor's coming along very well. Everything's just clicking, man. Ever since Trevor became the starting QB, Clemson has looked really well. I don't know if they can rival Alabama or anything, but they could put up a good fight. Georgia's coming off. Georgia's had its bye week to get ready for Florida. We'll get into that later in week 9. LSU beats Mississippi State 19-3. Joe Burrow had 16 of 28, 129 yards passing and 1 interception. I mean, LSU's defense is the real deal. And looking ahead, they're going into a bye week. So they will face Bama the following week. And the key to that game, in a big loss, Devin White is suspended for the first half of the Alabama game. LSU versus Alabama.
Oh,
A targeting penalty, bro. It was a bad call for me. Like I take the 15 yards and just give a 15-yard penalty, not suspend the guy for the next game, because Devin White's one of the best linebackers in the country, and it's gonna hurt LSU when they go against that high-powered Alabama offense.
see, you read my mind right there, Lyndon, because I was about to ask you, what happened, why suspended the first half of the game, but you just explained it to me, and that doesn't make
Any sense.
Yeah,
It's pretty dumb, in my opinion, because that's losing the best player on your defense for the first half.
Yeah.
For the first half of the Alabama game, he can come back and play the second half, but the first half he's going to be sitting on the sidelines.
That's a major handicap right there.
Yeah, and everyone wants to see full strength LSU versus full strength Alabama.
Of course.
And now you have the top defensive guy in the nation out for the first half, which that could Not saying it's going to have an impact, but we'll see how bad of an impact it has.
Yeah, for them, it's just all about keeping their composure that first half.
Yeah.
Just trying to play, I guess, the same way.
Yeah.
Is I guess how you would handle that situation mentally.
Yeah, man.
Things won't be the same though. That's the reality of it.
So LSU's they're not going to rival Alabama on offense because LSU can't score. Like Alabama's just in a different lane. Than everyone else. They score, but the thing with Alabama, LSU is a real test. Ranked number 4 in the nation. Alabama has really not played anyone besides Texas A&M, which I'll give them that game. That was a hard game to play, but Alabama hasn't been tested this whole year, and we're gonna see Tua has not even played in the fourth quarter. That's crazy.
Yeah, that is.
So we're gonna see how Alabama does with that. And if you had to ask me, I pick Alabama by a touchdown, but it'll be a close game down in Death Valley. I think it's a night game. Yeah. It's always a night game. So Death Valley is one of the most.
That's gonna be one loud and crazy game.
Yes, man. Bro. It's gonna be. That stadium is one of the best in college football, best atmospheres in college football. So it's going to be crazy. Now looking ahead to Week 9. Week 9 is going to be exciting for a lot of Georgia fans. This is a big week coming up. Georgia is playing down in Jacksonville. Number 7 Georgia goes against number 9 Florida in Jacksonville. And this game has a lot at stake.
Both teams are 6-1, so
this game means a lot. This game is the deciding factor, basically, who wins the East and makes it to the SEC championship to either rival LSU or Alabama. Jake Fromm's got to definitely play better.
Yeah.
He played pretty bad, I could say, for the LSU game. He looked like he was uncomfortable. He didn't know. He looked like he was a first-time quarterback, literally. Just been thrown out there in the league.
I have a couple things to say about watching that game that I was kind of disgusted with. It was, they could not.
And also Jake Fromm in this game, he's got to stay consistent. They got to stick to the run game, establish the run with Elijah Holyfield and DeAndre Swift. But the biggest thing for Jake, he's got to know where he's at on the field, which was a thing he struggled with in the LSU game. One of the plays, he took a sack and actually put Georgia out of field goal range. The game was I think it was 19-9. It could have been 12-19.
Yeah.
And Jake's got to hit a lot of his throws, and the line's got to give him some time to throw the ball. He's got to complete his checkdowns, know where his checkdowns are. But if it's interesting, if things get a little dicey in the beginning, do they go straight to Fields? Do we see Fields in the game?
Yeah.
I would imagine so, because a lot of Georgia fans are saying, why are we having the number 1 recruit in high school, coming out of high school in the nation, sitting on the sidelines and literally only putting him in for a run play?
Yeah, I agree with that, I can see exactly where the Georgia fans would be coming from.
Yeah.
In the situation,
This game, the down in Jacksonville, the biggest cocktail party. It's gonna decide a lot of things of how, if the SEC first of all can get 2 teams into the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Which a lot of people think they can't right now, but there's a few scenarios, like if LSU beats Alabama and then Georgia plays LSU in the SEC championship, ends up beating LSU. Are they going to leave a 1-loss Alabama team out of the playoffs? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And Georgia will end up going to the playoffs because they're SEC champs. So there's one scenario. Just things like that. If Florida wins the game, then they're set up to go to the SEC championship game. But Kentucky's a team that everyone's got, not a lot of people got faith in, just because, I don't know, I hate to say it, just because it's Kentucky. They're more of a basketball school. Yeah. They haven't been good in football in a while, but they're definitely on the come up. Kentucky is ranked 12th in the nation right now, which is crazy. I mean, we're not used to Kentucky being in the top 25.
I was just
But
about to say. I was like, usually, I was like, whoa, they're ranked. I was like, wow.
yeah, Benny Snell, their leader on offense, the running back, he's playing insane. He should be a candidate for the Heisman in my opinion. He's leading that team, and he's giving them all the juice and energy they need to succeed. But they got to get past Drew Lock in Missouri right now. So that's their main focus. But Georgia plays them right after Florida. So, but everyone knows that in Jacksonville, that's where the SEC East champion is in Georgia and Florida.
Absolutely.
Whoever wins that game is really going to win it all. My opinion, I think Georgia's going to come out and dominate.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because I'm biased to Georgia, but I know Kirby Smart teams, when they lose and they get smacked, just like last year when Georgia lost to Auburn pretty bad last year at Auburn. It's kind of the same scenarios this year. Now they're going to come out and play hard, and they're going to come out and play vicious, physical.
Yeah.
They're going to do it all. And I think they're going to respond really well to the loss. I think in some ways Georgia needed to lose because they've just been told how great they are, how good. And they needed this to happen, in my opinion. I think they'll go out and dominate Florida, actually.
In a way, it's
and it shouldn't be a game
check.
Because we got more athletes than they do.
Yeah. In a way, for Georgia, it's kind of a reality check,
Yeah.
and not only for the players, but for the coaching staff.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And that's very important.
And also, Jake Fromm in this game, he's got to stay consistent. They got to stick to the run game, establish the run with
Absolutely.
Elijah Holyfield and DeAndre Swift. But the biggest thing for Jake, he's got to know where he's at on the field, which was a thing he struggled with in the LSU game. One of the plays, he took a sack and actually put Georgia out of field goal range. The game was I think it was 19-9. It could have been 12-19.
Yeah.
And Jake's got to hit a lot of his throws, and the line's got to give him some time to throw the ball. He's got to complete his checkdowns, know where his checkdowns are. But if it's interesting, if things get a little dicey in the beginning, do they go straight to Fields? Do we see Fields in the game?
Yeah.
I would imagine so, because a lot of Georgia fans are saying, why are we having the number one recruit in high school, coming out of high school in the nation, sitting on the sidelines and literally only putting him in for a run play?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that, I can see exactly where you Georgia fans would be coming from.
Yeah.
In the situation,
I mean, this game, down in Jacksonville, the biggest cocktail party. I mean, it's gonna decide a lot of things of how, if the SEC first of all can get two teams into the playoffs.
Oh yeah.
Which a lot of people think they can't right now, but there's a few scenarios, like if LSU beats Alabama and then Georgia plays LSU in the SEC championship, ends up beating LSU. Are they going to leave a one-loss Alabama team out of the playoffs? I don't think so.
Yeah.
And Georgia will end up going to the playoffs because they're SEC champs. So there's one scenario. Just things like that. If Florida wins the game, then they're set up to go to the SEC championship game. But Kentucky's a team that everyone's got, not a lot of people got faith in, just because, I don't know, I hate to say it, just because it's Kentucky. They're more of a basketball school.
Yeah.
They haven't been good in football in a while, but they're definitely on the come up. Kentucky is ranked 12th in the nation right now, which is crazy. I mean, we're not used to Kentucky being in the top 25.
I was just about to say. I was like, whoa, they're ranked. I was like, wow.
Yeah, Benny Snell, their leader on offense, the running back. He's playing insane. He should be a candidate for the Heisman in my opinion. He's leading that team, and he's giving them all the juice and energy they need to succeed. But they got to get past Drew Lock in Missouri right now. So that's their main focus. But Georgia plays them right after Florida. So, but everyone knows that in Jacksonville, that's where the SEC East champion is in Georgia and Florida.
Absolutely.
Whoever wins that game is really going to win it all. my opinion, I think Georgia's going to come out and dominate.
Yeah.
I'm not just saying that because I'm biased to Georgia, but I know Kirby Smart teams, when they lose and they get smacked, just like last year when Georgia lost to Auburn pretty bad last year at Auburn. It's kind of the same scenarios this year. Now they're going to come out and play hard, and they're going to come out and play vicious, physical.
Yeah.
They're going to do it all. And I think they're going to respond really well to the loss. I think in some ways Georgia needed to lose because they've just been told how great they are, how good. And they needed this to happen, in my opinion. I think they'll go out and dominate Florida, actually.
In a way, it's
and it shouldn't be a game
check.
Because we got more athletes than they do.
Yeah. In a way, for Georgia, it's kind of a reality check, you know,
Yeah.
and not only for the players, but for the coaching staff.
Yeah,
and,
for sure.
And that's very important, you know, that they have a point in the season to figure things out and, you know, build themselves together as a team to get past those obstacles. So
yeah, and the college football race is crazy right now with Texas being good, number 6 Texas, and Notre Dame. I really don't know how Notre Dame's gonna. They can't afford to lose. If they lose, in my opinion, they're out of the playoffs because they don't have a conference championship or anything. So I think Notre Dame's a little overrated in my opinion, but we'll see what happens. Texas is playing Oklahoma State, which should be a good game.
Yeah,
Oklahoma
that
State's
should be a good game.
4-3, but they're always a challenge to most teams. So, well, that's the interesting Week 9 games we have coming up.
Yep. So get ready.
Now we'll dabble in a little bit of the NFL. Monday Night Football, Falcons took on the Giants. What a game that was. Matt Ryan was insane. Matt Ryan was crazy in this game. I think he completed 18 passes in a row for, I don't know, like 300-plus yards passing. No other QB has done that in the Super Bowl era, which, in my opinion, Matt Ryan's an elite quarterback. I don't
absolutely.
I don't care what a lot of people say he's up and down, which he is at times.
Yeah.
He is, but the Falcons are getting back on track. They're 3-4 right now, which is not the best, but they're doing what they got to do. The Giants got a lot of problems. They're trading a lot of people right now.
Yeah.
Eli's playing like an old quarterback who doesn't know what he's doing anymore. Like, needs to retire.
Yeah.
I love Eli Manning. I love the Manning family. Yeah, Matt Ryan throws for 379 yards, which is insane. Completes like 18 passes straight. Never been done. But going back to Eli Manning, he needs to give it up, in my opinion. Yeah, his time's gone. He's won 2 Super Bowls. He needs to head out. But it was a bunch of things. The coaches, the players, a bunch of things went wrong for the Giants, or have gone wrong for the Giants this year. Controversial second down call, a 2-point conversion call.
But it was definitely a good game though.
Yeah, for sure. It was a great game. I mean, Falcons should have blew them out. Falcons have trouble on defense.
Yeah. It's sad to say, but I mean it's true.
They've lost. We got 2 Pro Bowlers out right now. Our starting safety, one of our free safeties. I mean, the middle of the Falcons defense is wide open, but they have a lot of backups that are playing well together right now and that are coming together to play. And they're improving. If the Falcons can get somewhat of a defense together, then gosh,
the sky's the limit.
Shoot. If the Falcons' defense was fully healthy, I'm predicting them to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They're just that good on offense. And they were top 10 on defense last year. But things happen. It's football, and you know, stuff happens. But
it's the way she
Falcons
goes.
got the W, 23-20, Monday Night Football primetime.
Yeah, and it was one of the reasons I think it was such a good game is in the fourth quarter alone, the Giants had 14 points, and the Falcons had 13.
Yeah.
So I mean, there was a lot of fourth quarter play in this game.
Yeah, for sure.
A little nerve-wracking, but makes things interesting.
Yeah, it does. Nick, I know you wanted to talk about some NBA action.
Yeah,
the Hawks.
The season has started off for all you NBA fans listening.
State Farm Arena, baby, down in Atlanta.
So
thing is insane.
We've got a long season ahead of us, full of. It's going to be some great basketball, and I'm excited. You know, everybody's talking about the LeBron James to the Lakers.
Yeah.
He's teammates with Lance
I think they're
Stevenson now.
0-5 right now, aren't they?
Yeah, they haven't won a single game yet, but it's kind of cool seeing LeBron in the
Welcome
purple
to the
and
West.
gold.
Welcome to the West.
Yeah,
LeBron.
that's what a lot of people are saying. Is you welcome to the West, LeBron. You're not gonna be able to dominate like you. He's not gonna be able to control the East or the West like he was able to manipulate the East.
I think the Lakers will be all right. I mean, they'll probably be like a 4th seed.
They have some room to improve, obviously, but LeBron just came, so it's really now is they get better from here on out is what I'm predicting, because they come together as a team. You know, a lot of these guys have never played together before, and a lot of them are young guys, and so a guy like LeBron comes to the team. You know, he brings his years of experience. And he's a 8-time conference champion in the East.
Yeah.
So he brings all the experience he has from his countless experience in playoffs and in the finals. So he can kind of coach up these young guys mentally, you know, as well as physically, you know, show them some stuff.
For sure. Yeah, I just don't know. I don't. LeBron, I love LeBron. When it comes to the GOAT talk, everyone knows I'm a Michael Jordan guy. But I love LeBron. LeBron's a great player.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I'm a Michael Jordan guy as well.
Yeah, it's just I see LeBron miss the game. What was it last night? A couple nights ago against the Spurs. He misses 2 clutch free throws.
Oh, yeah.
For them to lose the game. I'm like, when it comes to GOAT talk,
you got to hit those free throws.
You got to hit the free throws.
You got to nail them.
You're the guy. You're the guy in L.A. I mean, you got to hit them.
Doesn't matter what stadium
he pulls
you're
up
in.
for like a fantastic tying 3.
Oh, yeah. The 3 was phenomenal.
The
3 was phenomenal.
You got to hit your free throws. That's the reason they lost the game.
You get to the line, it's like, come on now. So if you're the GOAT, if you're going to be the greatest of all time,
exactly,
you got to nail those 2 free throws
to win the game.
Yeah.
In overtime.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what stadium you're at. It doesn't matter what you're doing. You should be able to hit those 2 free throws.
And he didn't do it, which ended up costing them the game.
Yeah, simple as that is. I mean, it's different. Like, you know, if you're in Steph Curry's situation, for example, the other night, Steph, he gave up a layup to Jones, one of his teammates. He was a trailer, and Jones missed the layup, and it cost them the game. They lost. The Warriors lost 100 to 98. They lost by 2 points because Steph passed out of a layup to Jones, and he missed the layup. So,
yeah,
I mean, that's different than missing 2 free throws. You know, like.
Let's get into Trae Young for the Hawks.
Oh yeah,
man.
Hawks
35
fans.
points.
Hawks fans, we can be, you know, we have a reason to go to the games again. It hopefully that's what it seems.
You got the new arena, State Farm Arena, which is gonna be insane. It's gonna be kind of like a basketball. It's gonna be like Mercedes-Benz Stadium, but basketball.
Oh yeah,
and they got restaurants, barber shops, which is crazy. Like, go get your hair cut at a basketball game. But yeah, it's looking sick. I've seen a few pictures of it, and it's got a big old jumbo screen. Everything. I mean, it'll be exciting for fans. It'll be attraction for people to come out and watch the Hawks game in Atlanta. And now we actually got someone. I think Trae Young, he looks just like Steph. Oh my gosh.
It really is crazy because
looks like a young Steph out there.
The way he plays, it's polarizing. It captures you in the moment of everything he's doing, whether it be him just bringing the ball up the court. Everything he does is smooth, and you want to watch it. And that's what makes me excited about watching this guy play. Is he's a rookie, and he's already made history in the 3rd game of the season. You know, with 35 points and 10 assists. I mean,
yeah, was it
that's
awesome.
Like It's
He
great.
joins like LeBron.
Yeah, he joins the elite. He joins the true
Like,
elite. Yeah,
like he's the first rookie to put more than 30 points on the board.
Well, him,
right?
Steph Curry. Well, he's the first one to do it since Steph did it.
This season too,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, and this season, yeah. Well, he's actually the first one to accomplish this since Steph did it as a rookie.
Nice.
So he joins the.
He joins a league of greats right now, and I think the Hawks. You got something. If you're a Hawks fan, you got something to look forward to.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Trae Young in the new arena.
I mean, not only was he hitting threes from seemingly half court, but he was aggressive. He was driving in the lane. He was cutting. He was making beautiful passes. Yeah. Absolutely beautiful passes. Lead passes were phenomenal. And I mean, he had 11 assists, 35, 11, and he had 6 3-pointers made. So he was cooking.
You can look forward.
He was cooking.
Yeah, you can look forward to going to Hawks games, and I know Hawks games, and trust me, I'm a big Atlanta Hawks fan. I've been down on them these couple past years, but
I mean, there hasn't been much to
traded,
watch.
Yeah, Jeff Teague, Paul Millsap. All of our all-stars, but not – we always had – Atlanta's always had –
yeah, absolutely.
Atlanta Hawks have always had good players.
Yeah.
Good players.
For you listeners, we're saying all-stars with quotations, doing it with our fingers because we really haven't had a true all-star on the team.
You need a superstar in this league.
Exactly.
People are building teams with superstars.
We need an anchor. We don't have an anchor.
I think Trae Young will be that.
He's a rookie.
That's what Atlanta's betting on right now. The Hawks, they're betting on Trae Young to be like the next Steph Curry for the team and attract more older, better players to come play with us.
He will attract a wide variety of people if he ends up developing into the player that we're getting that glimpse of right now.
Yeah.
Then Atlanta is in for some great things. Because not only will he improve the teammates that he's already playing with, but other players are going to want to play with him, and so Atlanta has an opportunity here.
For sure, and I feel like they should capitalize off. Hey, this is what the recruiting thing should be. It should be, hey, we got Trae Young. After the season, hopefully he gets more established in the NBA.
Exactly.
He's already a big name coming out of college. He's one of the best players in college. But we got the new arena. We're up to date. The fan base is a big thing for Atlanta, though. The fans in Atlanta. Atlanta is a diverse city, and a lot of people come from different places and live in Atlanta, so they're like different teams, And I just hope that Atlanta can build off the new arena, build off the Trae Young as a player, and hopefully he'll become the next Steph Curry, which it looks to me, and I haven't watched a lot of Hawks basketball lately, but it looks to me that what I've seen from him lately, it looks to me that he's on his way to being like a Steph Curry-like player.
Yeah,
which he kind of already is, but I'm seeing like 35 points. What was it?
35 points and
assists.
11 assists.
11 assists. I mean, yeah. He's almost at a triple-double.
And out of the 35 points, 18 of those were, three. He made 6 3-pointers, so 18 points from 3.
It's promising for Atlanta fans. I'm excited for the new season, the new arena.
But the thing with Trae Young is a lot of people counted him as a bust, really.
Yeah, he's kind of undersized.
Because it's almost the same exact situation as Steph Curry, And the thing is, now that he had this historic performance as a rookie, everyone who doubted him, well, not everyone. There's always going to be people. There's going to be people who doubt him, always. But a lot of people are starting to back him up now.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you guys just were hating on this man. Mm-hmm. He performed as well, which we all knew it was going to come. Yeah. Because in college, I mean, he was just outperforming everyone. And so he does well in NBA. You know, keep in mind he's a rookie. He can't even legally, you know, buy an alcoholic beverage yet. So he's playing as, you know, fully grown men in their 30s, you know, and so he has a huge adjustment period.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
but he's already shown signs of promise, and people are already starting to jump on the bandwagon of Trae Young. But you know, for Hawks fans, having Trae Young, this I think it's going to turn out to be, you know, great. I think it really is.
For sure. I'm reading an article right now that says totally a 360-degree jump from what we were talking about, but everyone knows I like talking about UFC and MMA stuff. I'm hearing sources saying that Anderson Silva wants to fight Conor McGregor.
Oh, wow.
I will be paying for that fight.
All right, okay.
Friend.
What weight class is Anderson Silva usually
Wants
fighting?
to fight
in?
at 180, which is 180.
Good.
180
Wow.
would be a lot of weight for
Wow.
Conor to get.
Yeah. Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
McGregor at 180?
Yeah,
That's
biggest
pretty
McGregor,
crazy,
I think's
man.
ever gotten is like 170, 175, maybe pushing 175.
Yeah, but 180, like
180 for McGregor.
I imagine him, you know, getting past
I would love to
165
see
is probably pretty miserable. Like,
yeah, for sure. I mean, I think he likes to be. I think he's naturally 170.
yeah, okay, it's probably not miserable, but when you're done with that fight and you have to cut all that weight, that's probably the
Cutting
miserable
weight's
part.
One of the most things. I mean, it's one of the things that fighters talk about that they hate about the UFC and MMA, like the sport.
Oh yeah,
Because I hate cutting weight because it's such drama on your body.
But while you're waiting for weigh-in, you know, you can't even have water. You can't drink water. You can't do anything. You have to just wait
And another thing,
and sweat.
for everyone looking into this Mayweather versus Khabib fight, Dana White says ignore it. It's not going to happen. That would be the stupidest fight. And you talk about people didn't like Conor fighting Floyd. Conor's the best stand-up guy in the MMA, UFC. That made sense for him to fight Floyd. Which is its cool thing because MMA goes into the boxing world.
Yeah.
Khabib.
It's at this
could not
point.
fight stand. He landed a great shot because Conor disrespected his stand-up game.
Yeah, he did.
But Khabib is not a guy you go fight. You don't go fight Mayweather.
Exactly.
Like, the fact that we're talking about Khabib versus Mayweather is insane.
It really is. Yeah.
It's literally insane. Like.
And if they keep trying to do, you know, these marquee matchups of like the best of each one, it's gonna end up just diluting both sports. Like, not only is it gonna make the UFC look bad, but it's gonna make boxing look bad, because it seems, you know, I mean, people were already on edge when McGregor and Mayweather fought. You know, I'd say it's 50-50. People either supported it or they were like, okay, cool, let's watch this fight. But this is come on now. Like, Khabib and Mayweather, like.
You're talking about Mayweather, one of the best
in
the world with his hands. And you're talking about Khabib, who's not even the best in the MMA with his hands. He's a grappler. He's a wrestler. Yeah, the fact that we're even talking about this is pretty stupid.
Like, nobody even knew who Khabib was really until he knocked McGregor out. Now everyone knows who Khabib is, and so now this is the only reason we're even talking about it.
And it's this. I mean, that's just stupid. I mean, his manager says Khabib can't be KO'd by Floyd. It's not happening, guys. That would be one of the most stupidest. I don't know. I probably would buy it because I'm a fight fan. I love fighting.
I'd watch it. Yeah, I probably wouldn't pay for it, but I'd watch it.
But come on, Khabib versus Mayweather. Khabib saw how much money Conor made off him fighting.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, Conor's a superstar. He's the most well known. He almost has 30 million followers on Instagram. The man is a superstar. He's the most well-known fighter outside of Floyd Mayweather.
And like McGregor or not,
so there was
he's a
reason
superstar.
For them to fight. I mean, these two big superstars already.
Exactly.
Fighting, but Khabib, come on. I mean, we love Khabib.
Yeah, you're getting out of place,
man.
man.
We love Khabib in the UFC, but not many people know Khabib. Like
Khabib, stay in your lane, man.
Conor. Yeah, and Khabib's not even he's a wrestler, not a.
You have no, yeah.
Not a
He has no,
southpaw,
he has
not a
no
fighter.
business in a boxing ring,
stand-up guy.
in a
He's
legitimate
yeah.
boxing ring, an
He
MGM.
would get
He has no
killed.
business.
So let's put that out of the way. But the interesting thing is Anderson Silva versus Conor McGregor. Which,
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
that happens.
that's exciting.
You're
That's
talking about-
very
you're
exciting.
Talking about one of the best UFC fighters in history, Anderson Silva, going against superstar. Gonna be one of the best to ever do it in Conor McGregor, in my opinion, because I think Conor
Yeah.
McGregor come back and
Yeah.
beat Khabib once they.
I
get
also,
unsuspended.
I agree.
So that fight will be insane. I hope that happens. That's something to look forward to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, guys, that kind of just wraps up our show. We thank y'all for listening. It's been a fun one. With me and Nick. Yeah, thank y'all for listening. We'll be back. We should be back next week recapping everything that happened in college football with Florida, Georgia, every team.
We'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, we'll be back. We got Alabama, LSU coming up to talk about next week. So y'all look forward to that. Thank y'all for listening, guys. Appreciate it. We'll see y'all next time.
Yeah, take care.